All right, welcome back to Unguardable Podcast. They got my man Quint, my man Brian, my man Christian. We're gonna be talking about Moses Moody, Donovan Mitchell, uh, exploring space or the ocean, and maybe abortions. Maybe.
Let's get it. First topic to hit off.
All right, please explain why you think Moses Moody can average 15 plus points.
All right, so look, y'all. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram already, y'all would have saw about my story. Or if y'all don't follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitch. I recently said in a past stream that when I was watching Moses Moody drop 34 in the Summer League, I said that he could average 15, and I said Jordan Poole will be able to average 20. So the reason being, I said Moody will be able to average 15. Like Cam and I had this discussion earlier. The only reason that he wouldn't be able to average the 15 is just because he just won't get simply enough playing time, just because we have players that are, first options over him. Like Dante, like DiVincenzo, we just traded for. We still obviously got Curry and Poole at the 1 and 2 position. But in my opinion, I believe if he shows that he'll be able to score and did what he do in the Summer League, he can be possibly that 2 guard to come off right off the bench. You feel me? It'll be Dante, and I believe Moody could be that second person. Now, do I think that they will allow him to do that? I'm not sure, just because Kuminga has played a really big factor on our team, and I think Kuminga will probably get more playing time than Moody would. But if he shows, during practice and whatnot, that he's doing his thing, I mean, I don't see why he can't. Like I said, as long as he gets playing time, I think he can average 15 points. But if he's not getting playing time, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really, really hard, especially with the Warriors being such a guard dominant team. Like we have a lot of dominant guards, so it's kind of like, is he gonna get the opportunity or not? But we saw from the Summer League that he has that potential, even though he's not playing against some NBA professional, NBA players. It's Summer League. We still see that he has that light and has that potential. So that's why I believe that this upcoming season, if he gets playing time, he can average 15 for sure.
I don't think he can average 15 just because of what his role is. If you look at the lineup, Curry, Clay, Wiggins, then whoever they want to do, Dre and Wiseman. Those are 5 players. That starting lineup, the minutes they're gonna get is crazy. Then you gotta think Poole, Kuminga, DiVincenzo. That's 8 players right there. Looney, if you want to count him. I don't think Looney probably get more shots than Moody, but he's like the 9 or 10th minute rotation, and I don't think no 9 or 10 man has ever averaged 15 points on a team ever. So I don't see him, especially with Wiseman coming back. I really don't see him averaging 15. I see Wiseman averaging 15.
Well, yeah, Wiseman's gonna be our starting center, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
But Moody's coming off the bench. Moody will be our 7th. I think Moody will be our 7th man. 6th man's gonna be Dante. 7 it's gonna be him and Kuminga fighting for that spot. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't think Kuminga clears. I don't think Kuminga clears Moody. I'm gonna be honest with you. He doesn't clear.
Poole?
Oh yeah, JP. Well, JP might be in the starting lineup. Actually, no. He might come off the bench. He might come off the bench.
He's not starting over Clay or Wiggins.
They might start. I was gonna say Clay. I was gonna say he might start over Clay, but I don't know. Clay might got too much pride for that.
They not. They not.
Nah. So yeah, Poole and Dante probably gonna be 6 and 7, man. And like I said, Kuminga isn't clearing. In my opinion, I don't think he's clearing Moody out the way. Like, there's no chance that. I think they're going to have probably equal amount of same playing time, just because, they're both going to be on their second year. Kuminga played more than Moody has, obviously, in the playoff. Kuminga started in a playoff game, the youngest player to start in a playoff game in NBA history. So I don't take any credit away from him, but I think it's a toss-up game with both of the way that they play. Kuminga got the athleticism, but Moody does have the shot, the playmaking, like I said, he's surrounded by JP, surrounded by Dante, who has playoff and has experience playing with the Bucks. He's surrounded by Steph, so he's just going to continue to get better. But if he doesn't get that playing time, like you said, he's not gonna average 15. But if he gets at least 20 minutes to 25 minutes, well, no, at least 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes a game.
That ain't happening.
Steve Kerr does like the.
But I'm saying during the regular season, you feel me? Like I'm not talking about playoffs. Regular season, trust me, Moody's gonna have some games where, like you said, Steve Kerr gonna start all them players. He gonna start Moody and Kuminga and start those players one game. You feel me? Or a few games in a row just to give our players breaks because Steve Kerr does that.
Steve Kerr he likes to run every single person on that bench. Like he gives every single person.
My point.
Thanks.
All right, what you think, Christian? You think he got average 15?
No. Nah, I think most Moody's highest points per game would probably be like 12, if that.
Wow,
like average or season high?
Like average.
Because wasn't his season high last season? What 30 something, right? In a regular game, I think his highest. I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know. What you think, Quint?
Not gonna lie. I don't know nothing about Moody. I ain't gonna lie. But I don't know. It's gonna be hard. Like I know how the Warriors look, and it's not gonna be easy with the playing time and all that because you got dominant guards like Curry, and you coming straight off a championship, so you know the pressure gonna be there. So he gonna have his head on a swivel. So I don't really know though. He might.
We got
Sharing screen.
Season high.
I can see it. The season high is 20, and then his stats for this past year is 4.4, 1, and 0. But he wasn't. It was his first year. It was his.
That boy's getting buckets.
He was, but look at his minutes. Look at his minutes, though. This is the point I'm trying to make. Look at his minutes: 19, 0, 2, 2, 2, 1, 27. 0, 0, 17. You see what I'm saying? Like he's not. I mean, he's getting some playing time, but not a lot. Look, at least 36. You feel me? Like, look at that, 36 minutes this game, shooting 43% from the field. He's not trash. No, he's just not getting minutes. Look at these. How many games is getting 0? Not even 10 minutes a game. I'm saying if he gets minutes, I'm telling you, bro, he's going to show out. But he's not. Look, he's some of these games for like 4 game stretches. He's not even averaging 10 minutes a game. Just because we were just so good. We just had good players. We had GP2. We had Poole.
I don't see that. I don't see that changing. I don't see his minutes changing.
At all.
They trying to disrespect my
especially because of how good Kuminga is on defense. He's definitely gonna get a lot more minutes than Moody.
We'll see.
I don't know. What you think, Brian?
All right. Like Cam was saying, I don't think no 9th or 10th man off the bench is averaging 15 points per game. And I mean, his career high or season high was 20 points. That being said, I mean, averaging 15 every game is gonna be, gonna be hard.
It doesn't have to be, but see, it doesn't have to be every game. He can average 15 playing 15 games a season. You know what I'm saying? Like, he may not play every single game, but I'm saying whenever he gets the chance to step on the court for a long period of time, I believe he can at least get 15 points.
I mean, yeah, but the minutes he's getting, I don't think so. I don't think.
I don't know. It's
losing GP2 and Otto Porter does bring more minutes because those dudes did get a lot of minutes. All right, y'all want to move on to Donovan Mitchell?
Oh yeah,
yes.
Fucking Otto Porter.
That was a beast.
So what's going on with What's going on with DV, bro?
Looks like the
going to
Jazz
Miami.
Opened it up to try to trade him. Yeah, that's what I think. I think the best place to
Miami.
be Miami.
Yes.
I think so too, yeah. I
So
agree
at the point guard, dang, will they put Donovan at the point if he goes to Miami? Because Kyle Lowry sucks. Bro, it's terrible. He's not good at basketball anymore. I think they should put Donovan Mitchell at the point guard if he goes to Miami, and then stick
It depends
Jimmy
who
B.
Because they're most likely giving up Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero.
Yeah. But
another play.
But losing Tyler Hero, though, I mean, that's big. I'm not gonna lie. That's
for Heat fans. That's really big.
That's big because realistically, he's their best scorer behind Jimmy Butler.
Not after the playoffs. They probably would have missed him. He was hurt too.
He was injured, man. He had that groin injury.
What's another location for Donovan Mitchell?
The Knicks. They're currently setting up a package right now that's in the Utah. Crazy.
Knicks?
Yes, the Knicks.
I don't think he wants to go there though.
Donovan Mitchell right now.
But I'm telling
I
you,
wouldn't want to go there either.
Is he from New York?
I think. Is he?
I don't know. Let me see.
You gotta fact check that. I mean, being Donovan Mitchell, like I watch, I think Through the Wire, they talk about this. How if he went to a big name team like the Knicks, he would probably rather be on a mediocre team like the Knicks than a mediocre team in the Jazz. Because like if you're playing in New York, it brings more revenue to everything he does, with brands, shoe deals, whatever. Yeah, he's from New York. He probably want to go play for his hometown.
Look, he where's it at? I just read it too. Yep, right there. This that school, and then say he graduated. But yeah, he's from New York, bro. I didn't know that.
He was born in New York.
Right here.
But so who they trading though? Who would the trade package be like Evan Fournier?
I still don't think Donovan Mitchell wants to go to New York. I don't give a fuck if he's from New York, bro. He doesn't want to go to New York. He wants to win.
I wouldn't want to go there either.
He's in his prime almost. You feel me? He wants to win. He probably wants to go to a winning team. And the Jazz go to the playoffs almost every year and do absolutely nothing. And they just trade away their best center that they had.
There is no winning teams that would even, besides the Heat, are the only winning team that could trade for him. Like the Bucks are not, the Warriors are not, the Suns are not. There's no winning team that would trade for Donovan.
If he go to the Heat, Kyle Lowry gotta go. No cap.
Kyle Lowry sucks though. He shouldn't even go on an NBA team.
Bro's an old head now.
He too little.
He's too little.
Terrible.
His shot IQ is horrible. He be shooting anything.
He too little.
They're averaging 7 points per game in the playoffs when they need them most. Trash can. And the thing is, though,
what are your expectations for Kyle Lowry? Because I don't expect him to average anything.
He needs to average over 10 plus points in a game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Did you like 4 points in game 7?
That's crazy.
I don't know.
He played like dogs. Oh, he was terrible. He didn't like. He averaged 17 claps in 50 good games. Like
he put on too much weight. He too thick.
That part. And he's bad.
You think he's out of the league or something?
Nah, he'll be on the bench somewhere.
I don't know. I think he's still a starting quality point guard.
He might go to the Magic.
Yeah, he needs to go. See, the Magic situation is crazy right now. Like they have literally 10 players they could build around. Like I feel bad for them, bro. They need I think they could use Kyle Lowry, a veteran point guard that can lead all because their whole team is young.
Kyle Lowry needs to be on the bench somewhere.
Right, he's still a starting point guard, bro.
Kyle Lowry? Ain't he like 45 years old?
No,
he's like 28, maybe.
Nah, you being too nice right now. Bro's like 45.
Crazy. Let's see. Let's look at our.
They're talking about Donovan going. I'm looking at this website and they're talking about Donovan possibly might go to Boston, I guess.
Stop it.
Ooh.
Boston is a team.
Boston don't have.
They would have to trade their entire bro.
That's it. I'm just looking at this website and they're talking about Boston's potentially a team that could make a move for him. I don't know how. I'm trying to wonder who.
Literally,
give away.
They would literally have to give away Malcolm Brogdon after just signing him.
Bro,
Like
they went to the finals and they got better. Like nothing. They didn't do nothing.
they don't need to do anything
They've
else.
only improved.
They got a
Right.
great point guard in Malcolm Brogdon, who's good at defense and has amazing playmaking.
That was their only weakness is their depth at point guard.
Literally.
They got that.
I don't know if that's their only weakness. I think when we shut down Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they didn't have no other offense. See, like the Warriors, we don't need even though Steph Curry did a lot of the man lifting for us, we still had, like you said, other people that was stepping up. You feel me? Like I was watching, like I said, I haven't finished watching it, but I was just watching a clip from the Wiggins and Andre Iguodala and Evan Turner interview, and Wiggins talking about once we lost that game one, and he saw that we lost that game one of the finals to White and Al Horford and Marcus Smart. He said they knew they were gonna win because they won the game from them. They didn't win it from JT and Jaylen Brown. They won it off of their role players. So Wiggins said from game one they knew they were gonna win the finals. So I think it's more so they need people that can get them buckets because you can't rely on two people the whole time.
Right.
So, I mean, if they can make a move to have Donovan Mitchell as a number 3 option or number 2 option, I think it will be a really good move for Boston if they could get a steal for Donovan.
You don't go to the finals and then trade away your players for one guy.
You can't do that.
He literally just went to the finals and they got better. They improved their
way
one
better.
weakness.
I disagree. Cause
what?
Kevin Durant, I mean, we didn't trade for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant signed with us, but if you believe that this player can bring an impact to your team and it can help you actually win, I mean, why not make the move? I mean, if you have to trade away 2, maybe 3 players at most for Donovan Mitchell, then I would make that move for a superstar like Donovan.
I wouldn't because I feel like Jaylen Brown is already like Jaylen Brown probably feels like he's the number 1 option right now.
Yes, he is.
Tatum has the ball a lot. You think?
Yeah, Jason Tatum, he's sold.
They're not going to be okay with. You know how many touches Donovan Mitchell's taken out of their hands? They're not
sacrifices. The sacrifice, Steph Curry had to do it, right? He knew what he was getting himself into when KD came. KD was our number 1. Steph was number 1 option till KD came. People make sacrifices to win. That's up to them if they want to make that sacrifice to win.
Adding KD to your team is nowhere near, not even comparable to adding Donovan Mitchell to your team. Donovan Mitchell is, first of all, that would make their number 1 defense drop. Donovan Mitchell defensively is going to ruin their team. Donovan Mitchell is not going to. At least Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are good playmakers. Donovan setting up nobody.
Yeah, Marcus Smart, he a good defensive player.
Yeah, Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year.
Yeah. He keep that defense balanced. So.
Defensive player of the year. Bro got 30 balls dropped on him almost every night in the playoffs, bro.
It's called the regular season. These are regular season awards.
I don't care. He's still the defensive player of the year. You're supposed to be the best defensive player in the league. It don't matter if it's in the regular season or in the playoffs. That's what you're known for. You're supposed to produce no matter what.
Who's better defensively?
What?
Who's better defensively than?
I wasn't arguing. I just said he had that defensive title and got lit up. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse.
Because you think Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time. Of course, it's Steph Curry.
What?
Nobody on this nobody in NBA history that's holding.
You're lagging, bro. You're lagging.
I didn't expect Marcus Smart to hold.
So what?
Is it good? I said it's Steph Curry. I didn't get Smart to hold Steph Curry to anything.
Well, that's you. There's plenty of other people
but
when the finals started that said
though,
Marcus Smart was gonna clamp Steph Curry up.
Yeah, as a depoy, you're supposed to slow Steph down. Steph averaged like 31 points per game throughout the finals.
Not stop, slow him down. He didn't slow him down.
Literally, you didn't slow him down at all.
One game, Steph didn't play well. He still won that game. So I'm just saying, other analysts were giving Marcus Smart a lot of credit defensively and saying that he would like going. I mean, everybody knew going into the finals, the Warriors weren't even favored to win, let alone get to the finals. So everybody was going for Boston. I saw the ESPN stat at 86 to like 19% of Boston winning because they just were so gifted defensively.
That stat was from some nobodies. No one even knows what that stat even from.
Some kids made that stat.
No one even knows what that. That's what I'm saying. Like no one even knows where that stat came from. The Vegas, if you check the Vegas odds, like what people were betting on, they were betting on the Warriors to win. I don't know. I still don't know where that stat came from.
I've seen more people rooting for Boston than Warriors fans. The only people I saw rooting for the Warriors were people that actually were Warrior fans. Like outside of that, every person I talked to picked Boston in the finals. Even our dad picked Boston. I made a bet with him. And he loves the Warriors. I even made a bet with him, and he said Boston would win in 7. And I said Warriors in 6.
Yeah, I know they was gonna lose once Jordan Poole hit that half court.
That part right there.
Yeah, the Warriors are deep, but I mean, no one wants to keep seeing the same team win over and over and over.
We didn't win 2 years in a row. I don't want to hear that.
If it's our team, why not?
6 rings. I'm saying general, like people. He's saying that no one else was going for the Warriors. I'm saying they won 6 rings in 8 years. No one wants to see that. On top of that,
people just hate.
Celtics ring would make the Lakers Celtics rivalry, like I'm pretty sure they would have tied it, like the rings total.
So if LeBron was to go back to the finals, you think people will want to see LeBron in the finals over the Warriors in the finals? That's my point exactly.
I would.
I would.
LeBron
favoritism at its finest, bro.
How is that favoritism?
Why wouldn't you? What's wrong with the Warriors being in the finals for the next 6 to 8 years when LeBron as well has been in the final 6? And not saying that specific team. I'm saying him himself.
They won. They haven't been. They've won. No, I'll take that back. They have won 4. So they've been 6 out of 8 years. But LeBron has won 1 ring in what? Like 5 years?
Yeah.
Versus the
he won in 2016 and then won in 2020.
That's what I'm saying. Since 2016, he's only won 1 ring. Plus, LeBron, the Warriors, like we know the Warriors are gonna be good for still a long time to come. LeBron, his career about to be over.
He's 37, so I mean,
people when we were coming into this regular season, nobody expected the Warriors. We were the lowest team to make it had a chance to make it to the NBA Finals. So nobody ever thought that the Warriors. Everybody thought the dynasty was over because Steph and Clay got hurt.
Of course, no one's gonna expect this. No one thought Jordan Poole was gonna play the way he would. Or
this is the point. This is just added to the point I'm trying to make. Where people just hate on a team that deserves people's respect. Like I don't know. I don't understand why people wouldn't want to see a team that came from literally a 15 wins. Oh, we end in 10 minutes. 15 wins to now. You see what I'm saying? We got 10 minutes on the Zoom, so
I think that's just you don't want to keep seeing the same repetitiveness. I don't think no one was like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It wouldn't make sense to have Warriors as favorites at the beginning of the season. Now, once the Suns got eliminated, then everyone knew the Warriors was going
that's when that part right there. I was gonna say that too. My uncle was saying the same thing because like it's all about matchups when you think of it. The Mavs were a good matchup for the Suns. The Warriors and the Suns, the odds of us losing that matchup were very high. I think it's like, how do you explain it?
I think the Suns The Suns were the only team that can mess with the Warriors.
Yeah, that's like it's the Suns were a good matchup for the Mavs, but the Mavs were a terrible matchup for the Warriors. It's like I don't know how to explain it.
The Mavs didn't have anybody but Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson. So the fact that they even took the Suns to 7 games is crazy to me.
And then beat them like the way they did in Game 7 is just like it's weird because the Suns are the best team in the NBA.
The Mavs did have the best player in that court. Luka's better than Donovan Mitchell. I mean, not Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. And it's all about how those role players are performing. Like that game where I think what's his name?
Reggie Bullock.
Yeah, like it was going like 0 for 11 and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
those games are literally the only way to beat the Mavs is just hoping those role players aren't hitting their shots. Because you have to give literally all your focus on Luka, or he's gonna literally beat you.
He just dribbles the air out the ball.
I believe he averaged like 32 that series. Each game, Luka dropped like 32 points a game. And I guess Chris Paul
we went from talking about Donovan Mitchell to Warriors, and now
to Luka.
Where we at? So what's we got 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
I guess we could talk about the ocean or the sea. I mean, not the ocean or the sea. The ocean or space.
As far as like,
this is like, which one would you rather go explore?
The ocean.
The
ocean.
God, who's picking space, bro?
I'm picking
ocean.
space. I'm picking space,
bro. The ocean.
The space.
Like
Be realistic, bro.
Like
what's in space for you, bro?
That's literally
exactly the point.
New universe.
You can already have a somewhat of an idea what at least what type of creatures are in the ocean. Like obviously not gonna know everything. You can already have some type of idea. We have literally no idea what is out there in space.
Like
zero.
Imagine you just run into like an alien or some shit. What are you gonna do in that situation, bro? What are you doing in that situation?
You're going into like a crazy species in the ocean, though.
Obviously, we're gonna be protected.
I know, but like
look, this is me personally. I love the water. I don't mind. I'm a water sign. I love being in the water. But like, I feel like me personally, exploring the deep, dark ocean to me is just not as entertaining as going out to space and learning about extraterrestrial, learning about planets, learning about like if I
looking
could,
at all the galaxies.
Exactly. If I could and see new things. I mean, me personally, I feel like being out of space, which is infinite, and you can always find something new. It's cool. You feel me? Like I really think generally that's way more, beneficial to me than diving into the ocean. Like, I mean, at most in the ocean, you're probably just gonna find creatures. You feel me? Like, I mean, like what? I mean, seriously, what else are you going to find? Some fucking treasure, man? Like, you're gonna find a deep squid. You're gonna find one of the biggest squids on Earth. But who cares?
That's cool. That's dope as frick. That's so cool.
You trying to find Atlantis, man?
Only 5%.
Bro, the ocean is huge.
Yeah, only 5%.
It may not be as big as space,
but space is
all the creatures we know now. That's only 5% of the creatures we know.
But imagine if we could go on every single planet in our solar system. Imagine if we could step foot on every single solar planet on our system.
I'm not even thinking about that because our solar system we pretty much already know like all about these planets.
Yeah, we know like.
But I'm saying actually physically step foot and see.
I'm talking about like outside of the Milky Way galaxy.
Yes, we know about all that stuff already. There's videos of it.
Bro, we know.
Even outside of the Milky Way galaxy,
space
is infinite.
Galaxies. There's
look at movies nowadays. Who is thinking of nobody? You ain't seen. I can't tell you the last time besides Aquaman. I can't tell you the last time I seen a movie that involved the ocean. Right? Real talk. Everything is space related, outer space, extraterrestrial life. That's just way more interesting.
I don't know.
If you,
What's
you
place?
gotta think about it like this, like if you think about how small Earth is compared to all the space, why would you only want to explore something specifically on just this Earth when you could explore literally every other planet in existence?
I'm tired of being on this planet. I would love to go somewhere else and learn something new.
Nah, that was
I don't know. I don't know how bad y'all love Earth this much, but I want to
I
leave.
don't know. I was about like that's the only argument I can understand is like you're not gonna go live on another planet, so you like I can understand the logic of like this is the planet you live on, so you
Yeah,
probably wanna
where
live
we
on-
gonna go? We can't just go over there. But we can explore the
but,
ocean.
like,
You
I
can
don't know.
only explore the ocean to certain
honestly-
depths because of the water pressure and
And
the
then you gonna
lose of oxygen that we
get
have.
bubbles.
Same thing goes for space though.
I know.
Like,
In this
take your helmet
scenario,
off, you dead.
explore on this in this you can explore everything, like every part of the sea and every part of space. I don't know. I just feel like if you really think about it, like the ocean is small compared to how much of space you could search.
Oh,
Just
it's
how
way
much of the ocean-
smaller. There's not even. It's no doubt. The ocean is 10 times smaller than the universe. I mean, I hope y'all not arguing that.
No, I already know.
Oh yeah.
But it's like I feel like it'd be cool because like all this stuff we know like mermaids and stuff. I feel like it'd be cool to actually find stuff like that.
I don't think the
That's what I'm
mermaids are
saying.
real.
We don't know that though yet.
Exactly because
So you're telling me mermaids would live in the depths of the ocean?
yes,
We don't know.
Barely
We don't
any
know unless we
oxygen.
look.
Barely any oxygen gets
bro,
to them.
never know. We
They're
only
not humans.
5% of the
They
ocean.
water
They need
creatures.
oxygen.
Only,
Bro,
only
Yeah, they don't-
mermaids are a fictional character, bro. My
My
God.
boy
We don't
tryna
know that
find-
though.
don't
We don't know
that.
that at all.
Because then you could argue aliens are a fictional character.
Exactly.
What do you think, Quint? What's your side?
I already said I'm going to space because that's it's intriguing. Like, yeah, like I'm not a water person, so it's like, why would I want to go adventure the water and get eaten by a shark or something? Like, I
This
don't
guy.
know.
Wait, so
Like-
can we take into account that like we're invincible or some shit, or
Yeah,
like
that's how I'm thinking of it. Like you're literally just exploring. Like
you're just
you're
exploring?
exploring.
I'm exploring the ocean.
Yes. I'm going down to the deepest, darkest part of the ocean. I'm just down there for forever, seeing what I can find. That would be so dope.
I think a good topic would be should they have should All-Star Weekend have like a 1v1 or 3v3 tournament, or should they
3v3. A
You
3v3
think they should
tournament
add
would be
3v3
dope.
tournaments for All-Star Weekend, or
Yes.
should
Yes.
they have a mid-season playoffs,
Oh, snap.
like a
Playoffs.
mid-season little tournament, like one game elimination,
Like all, like,
But what's that gonna benefit?
yeah.
viewership.
That's
Wait,
gonna
a
cost. That's
mid-season-
gonna. That's
like a
players aren't
mid-season
gonna play in it.
tournament?
Players aren't gonna play in it because it's just because it brings viewers. They could potentially get hurt.
Yeah,
for
that's gonna
actually
cause-
winning
yeah.
a championship, like an actual ring.
I say the 3v3 All-Star Weekend.
The
Oh,
3v3
yeah.
All-Star Weekend would be,
This is-
or the, no,
This is
the
a
1v1
big
though.
three. This is NBA. It's what they gonna do.
1v1 in the All-Star Weekends would
They
be,
could
that would be
load
nice.
them, but I don't know. There's only gonna be like certain players that are gonna skip it, especially because winning awards is money. Like you get money if you win like an MVP or a championship. Like you have
Right.
bonuses for winning. So I don't see why players wouldn't compete. Unless it's like LeBron James. LeBron James don't need a.
But what would be the benefit of putting up playoffs in the middle of the season? Like, what's that gonna do? It's not gonna change any seedings or anything, is it?
No, it's just gonna be entertainment.
Players won't do it.
I
don't
guarantee you, I don't think they have a choice.
It's unnecessary. It's
like
unnecessary
saying-
amount of
That's
games.
like
They
saying that-
already lessened the games from 82, right?
Yeah,
They
it's
shortened
gonna-
the
it's gonna-
season,
it's
so
gonna be
why
like-
even add
yeah.
even more?
because it's entertainment. It drives viewership.
But the players aren't going to want to play in a middle season tournament. Like,
Yeah.
no,
I
this ain't
guarantee-
college.
I guarantee you they will, bro.
No, You're not convincing LeBron James to go play in a tournament for 1 week and then get right back into the regular season now prepare for the playoffs, bro. LeBron's not fucking doing that.
Okay, LeBron is LeBron James. He don't need to do anything.
That's
So
what
you think they're gonna have? You think people are gonna watch Moses Moody play in a tournament?
Bro, LeBron James is like LeBron James.
If they're not gonna have big name stars playing, then what's the point of having a tournament? Because big name stars are not gonna play in the middle of the season tournament, bro.
I'm not saying it should be optional. It's a part of the NBA. It's part of their season.
I don't think it should be. I don't think.
I'm saying the NBA should incorporate it into the season. Like I'm saying, it's been a thing. It's been a thing that's been talked about.
Incorporating a tournament in the middle of the season.
What happened to Christian?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But the 3v3 tournament would be interesting too.
Yeah, see, that's better because like the players have a choice of doing it.
But the players really are not doing that because nobody want to get exposed.
Nobody want to. You can get exposed in the regular.
3v3 All-Star Weekend, I think, sounds more beneficial than a tournament in the middle of the season. Because now that's entertainment for real. If some people want to, actually, if players actually dedicated themselves and actually want to play in a 3v3, well, that will bring a lot of viewership to the All-Star Weekend.
Another with the mid, or instead of a mid-season tournament, how about the teams that didn't make the playoffs have their own playoffs?
What does that do?
So secondary championship?
Yeah, it's like all the teams that didn't make the playoffs, they are going to go play in another tournament.
Second place?
I don't think players are gonna want to play for that.
Me either.
A second place. It's just adding too much. It's adding too much to it's making it more complicated because now we got to talk about, all right, well, now this team won the first championship. Now this team won the second championship. And now you got stats for this and then stats for that and this playoffs and that playoffs. It's just too much to keep.
Literally,
keep in
the
control.
NBA is looking to increase viewership every single day. They're literally thinking.
I think the way that, in my opinion, I think to increase viewership for the NBA is to expand to more cities, add more NBA teams. Now that I can agree to, like adding teams in Seattle again, or
that's adding stats too.
I'd rather add more NBA teams to different cities to bring more revenue than having two separate playoffs. That's crazy.
Yeah, two separate playoffs is a lot, right?
It's not like a playoff. It's just a tournament for these teams that didn't make it.
Didn't make it where?
No, nobody.
So eight teams make it in 8 teams. It's 1 through 8, correct?
Yeah, let me finish. Instead of because I don't know why y'all hating on the mid-season tournament. At the end of the season, all the teams that didn't make the playoffs have their own tournament.
But who wants to watch?
That sounds.
Who wants to watch it? Make the playoffs though.
A lot of people.
That might be cool though. That might be cool.
That's what I'm saying.
So the 9 through 15 seed go to a tournament at the end of the season.
Hornets versus Kings final series.
Nobody's gonna watch that.
I guarantee you. It's
especially as the regular playoffs.
That might be nice though.
Are they both intertwined? Are they both playing at the same time? Right? They're more than likely to be playing at the same time. One's not going to start before the other because that's going to push another one back further. So that means they have to be playing during the same time. Am I going to choose to watch the Kings versus Hornets over the Warriors versus Celtics in the finals? Hell no.
Yeah, it's not happening.
That wouldn't even happen. Why? How would that? That tournament can't get pushed for that long all the way to the finals.
The playoffs start in June, right? Playoffs start in June.
The finals start in June.
Finals started in June.
All right, so playoffs
starts in
May.
Starts in April.
April
playoffs start.
So if the regular playoffs start, where would you start the second playoffs?
It can start whenever.
So my thing is, if they intertwine and play at the same time, it's gonna lose viewership because more people are gonna want to watch the better teams play. I'm just being honest. I'd rather watch the better teams play than a team that didn't make the playoffs.
But how was that losing?
That's adding
viewership?
plus and then when we talk about having another playoffs, how are you gonna determine that's gonna destroy the lottery picks, who makes the lottery, who gets the first pick?
This is not like changing. It's literally just a tournament for these teams that didn't make it.
Teams aren't going to want to play, bro. They already lessened the amount of games already played in the regular season. Players aren't going to want to play even more after they lost the playoffs for a secondary championship. I'm going to just be honest.
They're not doing this because players don't feel like playing. It's because the injuries. Too many players are getting hurt.
NBA could add more viewership. Like, you know how they did 2K?
Hold up. If the Warriors weren't in the playoffs, were you watching like the first round of the playoffs?
What, 2019 and 2020?
Yeah.
I didn't 2020. I didn't watch the finals at all.
If the Warriors were in their own little play-in tournament trying to compete for that little championship, would you watch that?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, because I'm a Warriors fan.
If your team is not in the playoffs, you're probably not even really watching the playoffs anyways. Why would you not want to see your team still continue playing and compete for their own little ring?
Because
it doesn't mean anything. It
doesn't bring value to their team at all, really. Like it
does because it's money.
No, bro. You got to look at it as a competitive sport, as a competitive standpoint. Second place is not first place. Nothing competes to being first.
Second place.
Just because it's second place.
It's pretty much a pity contest.
That's what I'm saying.
It to the playoffs.
It's an entertainment for teams that aren't in the playoffs. That's like saying if you know you're not winning a championship, why even go out there and compete? You're not competing for a championship, so why are you even going out there trying to win games? That's literally the same thing.
No, it's
That's
not
different though.
because you're not competing. You're competing for one thing. You're not competing for You're not competing for second place.
You're saying no one wants a second place trophy. How many teams are legit contenders and they know they're the contenders? Because that means everyone else is competing to be a Western Conference Finals team, or like. I'm pretty sure Sacramento Kings fans, it's the Sacramento Kings will be happy to win that championship. Like your grandpa, he was happy when they won the summer league ring or whatever they won, whatever they won.
Yeah, the summer league championship.
That aren't good their fans would very much be entertained by watching that tournament.
The fans probably would, but I don't think the players are gonna. The players won't. Players have too much pride. Players have too much. They have too much pride. They have too much money. They're not trying to get injured. When the season's over, the season's over. If they make it, they don't. You feel me? Like teams know that. Like you said at the beginning of the season, they know if they're a playoff team or not. So they know that for example, the Spurs, they just traded away DeJounte Murray, one of their best players. They know they're going into rebuild. I'm pretty sure when they come into the season, they're just all worried about developing their players, making sure plays is down, all that stuff.
Continuing to play isn't developing your players?
Huh?
Continuing to play basketball at a high level isn't developing your players?
But how is it a high level though? You're going against 12 seeds.
Because you're playing against NBA competition versus going to go work out with Chris Brickley. I would rather play against if I'm a player on the Sacramento Kings, maybe De'Aaron Fox is only going to play 20 minutes in this game. He's not even going to.
You're saying this, Cam, but we're one of NBA players. We don't have to deal with back-to-backs every night and missing our families and all that stuff. You got to think of the sacrifices have to make during the season, and then for them to continue it on even further, even more, like it's just too much. People want to be home with their families and relax. Like they already went through a losing regular season. What's the point of competing for a second place championship? Me personally, as a player, I'm not doing that. I did what we need to do in the regular season. We didn't make it to the playoffs. Get better next year. We got all season. We got time. I got time to relax with my family, spend time with my family, and all that type of stuff. Players want to have vacation.
Better.
Huh?
You are getting better.
But that's just too many games. People aren't going to want to play that.
It's not too many games. There's not that many playoffs.
There's five rounds in the playoffs, right?
There's three.
Three rounds?
There's 3 rounds, and then if you make it to the finals, it's 4.
3 rounds. And then on top of that, each game is 7-game series, correct?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Hella games.
that's a lot.
So
On top of the team, the 1 through 8. Like, think about that. You already got 1 through 8 playing. We don't even got enough TV channels.
So now you
for
got
that
9
shit.
through 15.
We don't have enough TV channels for that. You got 1 through 8 playing. You got what? 3? They had what? 3 to 4 in the first round. You had like 4 NBA teams playing on one day, right? And then 4 others on the next day, right?
There's so many ways to.
So now you have to have
like,
8 playing on one day and 8 on another day.
First of all, if you don't have to start right, you can let the players have their break. For instance, like once it starts getting to those later rounds, that's when you can incorporate the tournament. Like for instance, or in the first round in the playoffs, there's pretty much games every single day. But once you start getting second round, third round, there's like 2 to 3 days where there's literally no basketball. That's when those teams could be playing. That's when people can be competing, and it's not like there's not going to be no back to back in a.
So when is the off season? If there's 2 playoffs, when's the off season? My question is,
if it's. I don't know. I haven't worked out a schedule for this, but like, okay, let's see.
I'm just taking into account as an athlete. Forget the fans. I understand it probably would benefit the NBA to have another playoffs, but you have to look at it as far as a player, being a basketball player and playing.
Like I said, if you're the Sacramento Kings, right? De'Aaron Fox, he's probably not doing anything that off season. He's probably gonna be in the attendance supporting his team. He might as well play. You don't have to play 40 minutes. He could play like 20 minutes and chill. But he's probably gonna be there regardless if there was one. And if I'm a player, if I want to get better, why would I not want to compete against other NBA players? And try to go out and
you've been doing it in the regular season.
You've been doing it for 82 games.
You've been doing it in the regular season, Cam.
So why have this little measly little tournament that
because you're talking about an off season. These players aren't using their off season to relax. They're using
have another 10 minutes
to get better. Like they can probably go on a vacation. But they're using their off season to get better. They want to get better at basketball. No one wants to. If you're not the best player in the league, you want to get better at basketball. You get better by getting reps. You don't. Working out and doing drills can only get you so much better. You need reps. You need to be on the court playing against competition.
That's what the regular season's for.
But you bringing up the off season. You're saying the players want their off season, but they use their off season to get better at basketball. And I'm not saying they have to be fully committed to this tournament. It's a one game. You could if you lose your game, you're done.
You're talking a one elimination tournament.
Yeah,
you didn't say that. You said separate
series.
Playoffs.
I swear to you, I never said that.
You said their own separate playoffs, and that's why I mentioned the 7-game series.
I said tournament. I said they're gonna have their own like little tournament. That's why I literally said earlier. It's like the playing. It's just like the playing tournament. I literally.
So you're talking for 8 through 15, a single elimination game tournament. Yeah. For what? For a secondary championship? So you believe that it will have another Larry O'Brien trophy and more rings given out for second place? That's what you think that should happen?
They could have their own name. They're not gonna be called a Larry O'Brien. It's not gonna be called. They could come up with their own name for the tournament. It's gonna be like the play-in tournament. Like the first season, no one liked the play-in tournament idea, but now teams want to be in the play-in tournament.
I think the play-in tournament is more realistic. More realistic than a whole other tournament.
Yeah, the play-in is very, very smart.
It's only 9 through 10, and you're fighting for that 8 seed. That's not it's because you got to think those 9th and 10th teams aren't competing against 1 and 2. Those teams are just fighting to be the 8th seed, correct?
The 9 through 10 teams are competing unless it's like a situation like the Warriors that a team or like the Nets, like a team that actually is good falls most of the time.
Like I'm saying, the 8th seed in the regular season plays in the play-in tournament, correct?
Yeah.
And it competes against so they can be out the playoffs, correct?
Yeah.
That's not okay. That's all right. So they can be out the playoffs. That's the point I'm trying to make is that's what makes it so entertaining because even though that 8th seed did play their best in the regular season, they can still be bounced out.
And exactly. And I would want to see that a team that was good enough to be the 8th seed I want to see them continue to play basketball. Versus, I don't care about a 10th seed going against the first seed in the. I would rather see an 8th seed and a 9th seed play each other than a 10th seed and a 1 seed play each other. Because at least the 8th and 9th seed are gonna be competitive. You want to see the 10th seed that beat the 8th seed play the. You want to see the Sacramento Kings. Let's say they get the 10th seed play against the Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as a Kings fan, of course you want to see that, but I think it would be more interesting to see a Kings versus Hornets than a Kings versus Warriors. I would rather see Kings versus Warriors for one game. That team continues to go on and compete versus
I think,
7-game series.
in my opinion, I think it will lose more revenue because sports are so competitive. People want to be number one. And when you step onto the court, like Adam Sandler said in that movie, bro, you want to think that you're the best in the gym, best on the court. So with the competitive spirit of NBA players and athletes and bettors and fans, in my opinion, I don't think anybody's going to want to watch their team get second place. Everybody wants to see their team win. Everybody wants to see their team be number one in the world.
You got to think about it as
that second place isn't a real competitor doesn't want to be in second.
No, that's not true because you mean to tell me every single sports fan thinks their team can win a championship?
I didn't say think, I said they want to win.
But
they want their team to win.
As a fan of a team that's not good, I would, like you said, you're not going to be watching basketball. That's a viewership lost from this person that's not watching basketball because this team's not in the playoffs. But if his team is still playing, that person is still watching basketball.
I think you had it right with adding the 3v3 tournament and during the All-Star game. I think that right there would be a huge addition to the NBA.
See, that's the thing I don't think players are really going to play in because that's especially with the one-on-one. That's when so many narratives are coming out. Like imagine Kyrie and Curry. Bro, Curry don't want to get exposed by Kyrie Irving. Curry not going to play in that. That's when the players are really not going to play. They barely even – Jimmy Butler plays like 5 minutes in All-Star game. Like players don't even want to play in the All-Star game. They're not about to try to get exposed.
That's bad.
Nah, I don't agree with that though. I think the 1v1 in the All-Star, that would get, oh my gosh. You know how many players will opt into that?
That would get competitive. Hella competitive.
That would bring in an insane amount of viewership.
They might play, but they're not gonna try.
Wait, so I like the 3v3s like within their team, or like you could just have anybody in the league just pick their own.
Anybody in the league.
All-stars. Teams that are voted as all-stars playing.
Well, yeah.
A 1v1 added to All-Star weekend would be way better than a tournament from like the 9th to 15th seed.
I don't agree with the 9 through 12 thing just because it's just secondary isn't first. There's nothing like being the best.
Yeah.
Period. There's nothing like being the best. So the fact that those teams are gonna play even more.
Some teams just want to compete for something. You think the Kings, you know how happy the Kings would be if they made the playoffs and got swept?
No.
They would be
No team would be happy.
They would be ecstatic. You know how bad the Kings fans just want to see their teams in the playoffs? That's what the Kings are trying to get to the playoffs. That's all they care. That's their goal. I guarantee you go in their office, it says goal, make the playoffs. They're not trying to compete for a championship.
Probably.
They just want to.
But you just got there to get swept? 4-0?
Bro, do you?
I don't think you understand,
Kings
bro.
fan,
As an athlete, bro. You can make the playoffs and that looks good. Yes, it brings revenue to the team. I guarantee you my grandpa will be ecstatic for the Kings to make it to the playoffs. You're not wrong about that. But for them to make it to the playoffs and then not win a single game, bro.
You got 4-0.
Trust me, that hurts way more than making it to the playoffs. I don't care what anybody says, bro. Losing 4 games in a row, getting swept in the playoffs versus making it, bro, it's nothing compared to that. It doesn't matter, bro. The Kings last time the Kings made the playoffs was early 2000s and they lost to the Lakers, bro. That's what I'm saying. 05, last time they made it to the playoffs. Like you said, if they made it to the playoffs, I'm guaranteeing you everybody in Sacramento will be up and golden one jumping.
Yeah.
Jumping. I'm not disagreeing with that. But are Kings fans going to be happy with the result? Are the organization going to be happy with the result? No. They're
regardless
not
of
going to
the
be
outcome.
happy being swept.
Regardless
bro.
of the outcome.
What
Obviously,
competitive person
not
wants to
saying that,
lose
but
like that?
they're going to be satisfied with making the playoffs regardless of the outcome.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So if they get swept, obviously it's going to hurt, but they just happy they just happy to be there. They know they're not what they can't win a game against anybody in the playoffs. They just want to make the playoffs.
I disagree. Nobody goes to the playoffs and says, all right, we're here. We're done.
We here.
Yeah, we're done. Nobody thinks like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. If you make it to the playoffs, your goal is to make it to the championship. It doesn't matter what team you are, bro. Your goal is to make it to the chip. It doesn't matter who you play. If you think that you're just gonna lay down for another team, that's not competitive. That you don't want to play.
I never said that. I never said they're going to lay down. Obviously, they're going to say, let's go out there and play our best basketball and compete. I'm saying they're going to be satisfied just with making the playoffs.
I'm sure every team says for making the playoffs, but like you get there and then you just get
there will be no incentive to making the playoffs if you lose and now you have another cop out to win the playoffs. Like I said, what happens with the lottery? When teams don't make the playoffs, we got less than a minute, by the way. When teams don't make the playoffs, that's when the lottery and the draft picks get so now if we got add another playoffs, how are we going to determine who gets the number one and gets the lottery picks? Now we got to go off of who gets eliminated from the secondary playoffs.
This is
just now making it too many.
Once the play-in tournament, the seeding is locked. This is just. It's like a summer league, but better. It's like a better version of summer league. It could replace summer league, or they could be they could have the summer league for the young guys, and they can have a league. You don't think players will play in a league? Like they like to go to.
Players want their off season, bro.
Players are always like what's his name, DeMar DeRozan. He goes to plays in that rec league or whatever. Players want to play against conference. Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna be it for episode 2, y'all. Thank y'all for all the support. We hit on the topics of Donovan Mitchell. We talked about exploring space and the ocean. Which one would you prefer? We also ended up getting into some topics about the Warriors and what about Moses Moody and his role on the team. And we even touched on a little bit about Cam bringing up a secondary playoffs with the teams through the 9th through 12th seed, which is very, very interesting and
basically just trying to expand viewership in the NBA.
Exactly. Expanding viewership and adding, more games so teams can compete for even a secondary championship, possibly. Me personally, and as well as the others, we all had a great discussion about it. Hey, keep staying tuned. We still have a lot of other special guests still coming to tune into the podcast, so stay tuned for that. Cam, you got anything you want to say for the outro, man?
We still gotta do the 2K video for the all-time draft.
Yes.
So that'll probably be the next episode.
Yes, for the last episode, if you guys have watched already, we did our all-time teams starting 5. It was interesting. It was fun. We got to see who's gonna bring home the chip. We got to see who's gonna bring home the chip with the us. But appreciate the support, guys. Thank you for everybody that is watching the videos. Like, comment, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And we'll be back on Guardable Podcast.